Hey guys, backyard scrapping here. Today I broke out basically the last of the ceramic CPUs that I have. I haven't gotten any in quite a while, so I figured what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and process them out. There are actually several ways to do these. You can, and believe it or not, the longest way is one of the most expensive ways. But, I mean, you can actually put them in a beaker with about 20% nitric acid and let the nitric acid eat away, you know, all the base metals to where you end up with just the foils from these. But that takes about a month, sometimes maybe a little longer. Another way to do it is to actually put them directly into aqua regia. I think the nitric acid method will probably recover you a hair more gold, but if you go right into, you know, put these right in directly into aqua regia, you know, break them up, you may lose a little bit of gold that way, but the process is, you know, at most a couple days versus, you know, 2 to 4 weeks the other way. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different kind of processors here. These are just regular Pentiums, and this one's obviously already been broken up. These up here are AMDs. These are also AMDs with the aluminum backs. These AMDs don't, so I have to actually remove these 4 backs. Yield wise, these AMDs up here generally, you know, around 0.04 grams per CPU. These are probably around 0.05, probably 0.03. Now these are actually 486s. This is a DX and this is an SX, and I don't know what that one was because I received it already broken up. But these are going to yield, you know, probably quite a bit more than any of these. So those are actually your best ones right there. These are going to be the next best ones, then these, then these. What I'm going to go ahead and do, I also do it a little bit different than you see a lot do it. They'll just bust them up like they are, put them in the beaker, and deal with their contaminants later. But if you see on the back of these AMDs, there is some MLCCs. There's little rubber feet. I am actually going to go ahead and clean all that stuff up and take all that off before I break these up and put them in my beaker, because, you know, on this one you can see I've already done that. I've already scraped the MLCCs off and I've already taken the feet off. To me, there's no point in putting that stuff in there and having to deal with it later. I mean, right now it's going to take me a few minutes to do it, so I'm going to clean these up, then we're going to get them broken up, and we're going to go ahead and get them put in this beaker, and we are going to do it, like I said, the faster way, with putting them directly into aqua regia. We do have a little bit more, you know, crap from base metals that we're going to have to deal with. You know, we're probably going to definitely have to refine the powder again and such as that, but I don't feel like using nitric acid and waiting a month. You know, the object to me of using nitric acid is so that things go faster, and that process is just going to be too slow for me. So, and I'm sure you guys don't want to wait a month for, you know, the first part of this video and a month later the second part of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these all ready to smack up. I'm going to go ahead and pop the rest of these backs off of these. Take the MLCCs off. I'm going to take the little rubber feet off of these and the MLCCs, and then we will put them in this beaker and we will get them going. So we'll be back at you in just a bit when we're ready to bash them up. Okay guys, we have cleaned off the back of our AMD processors. Now I know a lot of people say, oh, that was probably a waste of time, or I don't need to do that, or I don't whatever. Well, the old man that taught me how to do a lot of this stuff told me that start with as clean a product as you can start with, and it means you have to do less at the end. And to me, I don't know if you can see all this that I just scraped off the back of these processors. None of that is beneficial to any of my fluid. Doesn't help the acid, doesn't help any process whatsoever. So why leave it there? And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this stuff. This is the way I do it. I like to start with as clean a material as I can start with, rather than having to deal with crap at the end. So our next step is we're going to take all these little bad boys here. We are going to smack them up. By the way, these are not copper that came off the AMDs. These are aluminum, so they can go in your aluminum bin. But we're going to go ahead and pop these guys up, drop them in this beaker, and then they're ready to go. I mean, some people even take it a step further and they'll hit these with a torch and burn them, which is also not a bad idea. You know, you just got to watch for them to explode, because some of them will pop if you do that, but just to clean them up. But I don't see absolutely any use in any of that material going into my fluid. So that's why I do it this way. If you don't want to do it that way, that is totally up to you. So let me get set up to bust these guys up, and we'll get right back at you. Okay guys, we're ready to get started on this, and I am a bit of a wimp. I'm going to use a glove. You know, I don't really like the idea of driving a piece of this ceramic into my hand, but that's basically all we're going to do here. Is we're going to pop these up and drop them into the thing. See, and there's little pieces of ceramic all there, all through there. So actually I like that little hammer. I think does a better job. So we're just going to continue to bust these guys up. To be honest with you, I really don't know why, because I don't believe there's anything in the ceramic. I think it's maybe just so they'll fit in the thing better, but this is just how everybody's always done it, so that's how I do it. Okay guys, we are down to the last pentium, and as you can see, I've been breaking out this center and keeping it. I save this stuff. Some people don't, but I save it because, you know, I don't know if you could see it very well, but all this is little bitty bond wires in here, and I can see them break off, and they break off in this stuff. So periodically, you know, when I was getting more ceramic CPUs than I get now, I would just save this stuff up in a jar and then process it separately. and always ended up with a little bit more gold. I mean, you can see there's one right there, there's a little bit of gold there, there's a little bit of gold there. So I mean, sometimes people throw it right in with it. I don't know why, I just never have. But I break that off, I try to get it as much as I can off, because you can see in here, there's where all your wires are, and if you chip that off good, you've exposed everything. See, there's your chip and all your bonding wires. So when you do that, you know, some are going to break off. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. It's going to happen. So I just like to do it that way. I don't know. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. I mean, you just want to make sure that you recover as much as you can recover. So why not? But this, like I said, I will actually brush this off, and I will save this, because there is some small gold wires in it, and why toss them out? And two, if I pour it in there, there's not a ton of stuff in there, but then that's more junk I've got to deal with in there. So just keep it separated. We'll do the same thing with this guy. That little plate, but see how that's all, after you bust that plate off, that's all bond wires and all good stuff down in there. So and that little plate will keep it and actually process it separately as well. But that is actually a gold, that's gold plating. So we will stand this up over here for now. And really the only difference between a DS and an SX is the size of this plate. Usually when you pop that, you've gone ahead and popped that plate off. You can try and remove it with heat if you like, whatever you want to do. Again, like I said, there's no rules to how you do any of this. Well, there's some basic rules, but in general you're going to do what you want to do. So let me get this cleaned up and we will get right back at you. Okay guys, I went and grabbed the big scale. Let's see what we got here. We're showing 1,026 grams minus 1026 minus 373.62 for the beaker equals, we're showing about 652 grams of ceramic processors after we've got everything broken up. So we're looking at just shy of 1.5 pounds. I actually don't have time to get out and go ahead and put these in aqua regia today, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call this video part 1, and then next week when I'm off, we will get this stuff dissolved and we're going to see how much gold we got out of it. I was actually wanting to hang on to these a little bit longer and get some more of them, but they just haven't been coming in the way they used to. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. Everybody have a good one.
I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.